the GWOT produced the best generation of rifles. Let's talk about it. Guys, welcome back to the channel. I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. We're up over 4,600 subscribers, guys, and I was like, hey, let's get to 5,000. No, let's dream big. Let's get to 10,000. All right, let's run it up. I really do appreciate each and every one of you watching in, tuning in, and doing all the good things. So really, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. So today, you can see we are back out at the ranch, my favorite place, hopefully your favorite place. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about two rifles from the Global War on Terror. Two of my favorite personal rifles from the Global War on Terror. From Iraq to Afghanistan, over 20 plus years of combat. The combat changed and so did the rifles. So today we are going to shoot and discuss my two favorite builds from that era and see today if they still hold up post GWOT. All right, hold on. First, I gotta hit you with a disclaimer. I know my cloners out there are gonna see these two builds and be like, those are not clone correct. I know. Guys, when I built out these rifles a couple years ago, I wasn't looking to make a one-to-one clone reproduction of what was used in the GWOT. I was trying to make these in the spirit of their counterparts in the Global War on Terror. I mean, essentially, what does that really mean? I was just trying to make them look somewhat like the rifles used overseas. Parts aren't 100% correct. I mean, they're probably not even 60% correct, but they look like the rifles used out there, and that's what I was going for. So don't beat me up too bad in the comments. You can if you want to, but don't beat me up too bad in the comments if you're like, that's not really clone correct. They weren't using primary arms. Yeah, I know, but that's what I got. So let's talk about it. All right, for me, the two most iconic rifles coming out of the GWOT were these two. First, the M4A1 SOPMOD Block 2, and then the second, the MK12 MOD 0. Guys, get in the comments and let me know if I'm wrong. Get in the comments and let me know what your favorite rifles from this era are, or am I even the wrong era? What are your favorite rifles out of any era? Just get in the comments and let me know. Guys, for me, these are two of the best looking rifles ever created. Obviously, both of them were created off of the AR-15 platform, but both of them have two very distinctly different missions. The M4A1, designed to be a fully modular fighting rifle, designed to close with and destroy the enemy. And then you have the MK12, designed by Navy Special Warfare to essentially bridge the gap from that M4 to a sniper rifle, bringing a little bit more precision out of the 5.56 cartridge. Now guys, if you want to know more about each of these rifles and the lineage of both of them, there are a bunch of channels on YouTube that do a great job and a better job than I could do of explaining the origin of each of these rifles, the evolution of each of these rifles, so go check those out. Here on this channel, I'm not gonna give you a whole rundown of the history and the tech specs. I'm not smart enough to do that, but I am smart enough to pull a trigger, and that's what we're gonna do. So let's get into shooting both of these rifles and kind of seeing what they can do. All right, guys, we are here to show off a little bit of the M4A1 Block 2, SOPMOD Block 2. Now, we are shooting a video, obviously, showcasing these rifles, but I do actually like to train, so that's what we're gonna do. And I like to start my training sessions off with basics. So we're just gonna do some up drills. I'm at about 10 yards right now, and on the beep, we're gonna go up, 2 to the body, and then see what the time is. Pretty simple, guys, pretty simple. I've learned that if you want to get good at this stuff, you just got to be good at the basics. Because I haven't shot in a while. So, you know, judge me accordingly. Just up drills. We're going to start. We're going to do 5 from low ready, 5 from high ready. All right, that's an alpha, 0.89. First shot, 0.72. Ooh, that's an alpha Charlie. 0.88, 0.70 on the first shot. Ooh, very slow. 137.83 on the first shot. Y'all, I gotta figure out something with these slings. What am I doing wrong? I mean, I do work out a lot. Not that, I don't know why I said that, but these slings are just like getting in the way. If you got any comments or suggestions, better way to do the sling on the outside here is getting on my damn nerves. So y'all let me know. All right, 0.72. Oh, it didn't pick up. It only picked up one shot, but we did two. Those are both alphas. All right, 0.76. It's not picking up both shots. Now, one thing I can say that is 100% noticeable that I usually shoot like the flow-through style cans. This is not a flow-through style can, and the recoil impulse is very, very, very noticeable. It's not crazy. This is 5.56. I mean, we're, you know, lift weights, you'll be fine. But it is 100% noticeable with this can, and there's a lot more gas in the system. So we'll keep working it. All right, two alphas, 0.97. All right, 114 the first shot. A lot slower from here. Super slow. 122. Ah, two Charlies. 121. Ooh, trigger freeze. 149, two shots. First shot was a 0.95, and that was Alpha Charlie. All right, let's do something else. All right, so here's what we are going to do now. We are going to do the bill drill, right? Talked about the up drills with double taps and the recoil impulse. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna show you that. We're gonna do some bill drills. We're gonna do 3 of them. No, we'll do 2 of them. And then we'll do 1 suppressed, 1 unsuppressed, so you can see what those both look like, and so I can see what they feel like. And yeah, let's get it. All right, that was 6 alphas, that's good. And a 137, first shot 184. Like I said, guys, it is a more noticeable recoil. Yeah, I'll take the can off so you can see what it looks like without it. 152, first shot 0.66. Boy, I forgot I ain't shot non-suppressed in a while. Kind of took me off guard how loud that was, but let's do these last 3. Recoil impulse was way better on that though. Those were all alphas too, so that's good. Here we go, I'll just put 3 more out there and we'll do something else. Man, love this gun, man. Love this gun. All right, guys, we are back. If you notice, I have ditched the sling. That was an Edgar Sherman design sling. And of note, that is not a sling problem. That is a user error. Me being the error. You know, at least that's what my wife says. So I am now back at 25 yards. I have a C-zone piece of steel down yonder. And we're going to do the Achilles Heel Tactical standard. 1 second from high ready, 1 second from low ready. See if we can do it. I'm going to try it 5 times with each, and then we'll go on to something else. 111, a hit. 108, hit. Failed both times, but, you know, getting close. 111 again, a hit. Still slow. Ooh, that was 0.99, there we go. Happens once a day. All right, so that was 4. I think that was 4. Try one more time. Ooh, 0.90 and a hit. Hey, we got better. Let's try it from low ready. I'm better with low ready, but let's try it. Ooh, just clipped it, 0.74. 0.91, hit, obviously. That is a 101, so that's a fail. I got 2 more tips. See if we can get it. Oh, that's super slow. Ooh, 0.96 though. That's interesting. That was cool because I thought I was going slower. I was going slower, but I was able to hit it still. So that 1 second, while it's quick, it's not as fast as I thought it was. All right, 0.94 hit. As you can see, I am better from low ready than I am from high ready. So that's something I got to dry fire. But overall, I'm not upset with that. And this is a good shooting gun. Not gonna lie to you. I see why boys was banging dudes with this downrange. That was unfortunate. That was an unfortunate choice of words right there. Anyway, yeah, let's move on. All right, guys, next drill. So we're gonna work on some transitions, not just laterally, but like in depth. So I have 3 targets set up there. Don't worry about the steel, we're not shooting that right now. The furthest target is at 25 yards. Then I got another one at about like 19 to 20 yards, and then this one is about 10 yards. And so what I'm gonna do is, we're gonna start on the far target. I'm gonna put 2 rounds, A on the far target, transition to the close target, 2 rounds, then 2 more back on the far target, transition to the middle target, 2 rounds, and then 2 more back again on the far target. We'll time it, we'll do hit factor scoring. I'll put my scores on the bottom somewhere around here so you guys can see how it goes. But yeah, let's get after it. This drill I got from Jerry Michalik, the God. Keeping the suppressor off because I don't shoot on suppress too often, and this is kind of fun. Threw that one, that last one, but that was a 574, 10 shots. Let's look at the hits. Alpha Charlie, 2 Charlies, and that last one was 2 Alphas, 2 Charlies, 2 Deltas. All right, let's do it again. I felt some that didn't go where I wanted them to go, but let's go look at the hits. 710, slowed it down and probably got worse hits. Yeah, one of those days. Well, Alpha Alpha, so that's good. This one was an Alpha Delta, not so good. And that last one was 3 Alphas, 3 Charlies. So my hits were better, time was slower. But yeah, on this last one, let's just like try and burn it down. I'm gonna go as fast as I can. See if I can do like sub 5 seconds. Well, I don't know. That was a 453. Hits? Let's find out. All right, we're starting off all right. It's 2 Alpha right here. All right, well, I stacked them at least, but I got 2 Charlie on this one. And on the last one, I got 1 Delta, 2 Alpha, and 3 Charlie. So my hits weren't too much worse, and it was a 453. So I guess you could say we got better. Huh, who knew? All right, guys, we are here with one of my favorites, the MK12 MOD 0. My take on it. One thing I forgot to mention on the breakdown was the optic. This is a primary arms GLX. This is a 2.5 to 10 first focal plane scope. They don't make this model anymore. It's been out for a while. I've had any issues with it, so we're gonna shoot that. That's what I got on top of here. Now, I'm at 100 yards, and I have like a silhouette target out there. This isn't necessarily, you talk to any like precision shooter, they're not gonna call what I'm about to do precision. But you know, I'm working towards it, all right? Give me a break. What we're gonna do on this first drill is I'm gonna start standing up. On the beep, I'm gonna drop down and I'm gonna go 10 rounds and 10 seconds is the par time for that silhouette. I'm trying to hit the middle of the silhouette target. We'll see how we do it. I can't remember exactly what Lucas over at Adaptive Defense, what their 100-meter standard is. He put an Instagram short on it. It's based off of that. So that's where I got the idea from it. And yeah, let's see how it goes. All right, 10 rounds. I don't really know what that was. So it didn't pick up all the shots. I got all hits, at least. Definitely longer than 10 seconds, so I don't know exactly what the shots were, but you can hear the effectiveness of that suppressor. The rounds, it looks pretty stacked up. So let's try it again, and I'll see if I can reposition this, see if my shot timer can pick up the shots actually. It only registered 2 of them. All right, well, 10 hits, again, which is great. Obviously not within the 10 seconds. I don't know what it was, but this gun is fantastic. The can is not gassy at all. It's not a flow-through can or anything like that. I do have that bootleg BCG in here, so hopefully that might be helping. Super soft shooting. Gun comes straight back. I could probably shoot faster. I don't know why I'm not. So let's try another drill and see if we can shoot faster. All right, guys. All right, so for this next drill, we're gonna work on some positional shooting, something I have not really ever done. So we're gonna work through it together. All right, so what we're gonna do, this is based off of Bruiser Industries ladder drill. I don't have a ladder standard, I'm sorry. I don't have a ladder, I got this barricade. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start from standing, crouch, kneeling, and then another low kneeling shot, 1 round each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then do it in reverse. 5, 6, 7. And his standard is 7 shooting positions from the ladder in 1 minute, and they have a really small box. I don't have that box, and I don't have that skill. So I have a C-zone size piece of steel, again at 100 yards. I'm gonna try and do it in 45 seconds since it's such a bigger target and I'm not really getting into all the positions he has. Anyway, I'm rambling. 7 shots, 45 seconds, and let's try and do it. Oh, here we go. Miss. Hit. Hit. Well, I need to stretch. Hit. All right. Hit again. This position sucks. All right. All right, and up top. Oh, there's 45 seconds. I'm slow. All right. Now that was more than 7 shots and more than 45 seconds. Let's see if the timer got it. Nope, didn't. Didn't pick up anything. But I think I threw 2 of them. Let's try it again. That was kind of fun. There we go. Yep. There we go again. This is the hardest position for me. There we go. Not clean. All right. Under time though. Only missed 1. So that's cool. It can be done. All right, guys, let's do a breakdown of my take on the M4A1 SOPMOD Block 2, specifically the front sight post variant. All right, let's start in grand thumb tradition, going from tip to butt. Starting up front, I have the first can I ever picked up a few years ago, and this is a Surefire RC2. Obviously very, very robust, and longevity on this thing is fantastic. This is mounted to a Surefire 3-prong war comp. The barrel is a Daniel Defense 14.5 inch pin and welded to 16 inch chrome moly barrel. You can't go wrong with Daniel Defense barrels. They're obviously, again, I'm not gonna get all into the tech specs about it, but they are proven to be a top tier manufacturer of barrel. And you know, I've gotten good performance out of this barrel. Now you can see it's a mid-link system, but it has that front sight post gas block, and again, it just aids in the aesthetic of this rifle. I think that front sight post looks pretty dope. That's part of the reason why I got it, if I'm being honest with you. It looks so sick. Moving down, I have the Tango Down stubby tan foregrip. Again, keeping with that GWOT era aesthetic, I think it just looks pretty cool on the rifle. And then keeping with the aesthetic theme, this is a Daniel Defense RIS-2 front sight post rail. Guys, quad rail gang, stand up. This to me is the quintessential looking quad rail. This is the best looking quad rail rifle to ever be produced. Fight me in the comments over that, but this is the best looking one. And yeah, Daniel Defense knocked it out of the park. Very, very robust. It is bomb proof. RIS-2 rail will stay put. These things are tanks. and they look cool. All right, upper receiver is Daniel Defense. The bolt is Daniel Defense. Again, when you get anything that's Daniel Defense, you know you're getting quality, you know you're gonna get longevity, so that bolt's gonna last as long as I need it to last, so that's great. Charging handle, I have a BCM Mark II charging handle. Up top, I have an Aimpoint Comp M4S. Again, an old optic from the, from the GWOT era. These things are tanked, it's not gonna break, and it works well for me. That is sitting on a ScalarWorks, that is a lower 1/3 mount. The lower receiver, again, not clone correct. This is an M4A1 lower from Aero Precision. I think this is the best lower that they make. It's got that integrated flared magwell, so that's awesome. I just think the whole, build quality on this particular Aero lower is pretty awesome. Getting with the trigger. This is a standard dynamic combat trigger from Geissele. It's a 2-stage trigger. I love their triggers. All right, moving back to the buffer, I have a Geissele H2 buffer with the 42 spring, with that coiled spring. And then in the back, I have a B5 system SOPMOD stock. I like the big cheek weld, and it just gives you the correct vibe when you're looking at this rifle. I love this rifle. Guys, doesn't this rifle just like scream an Army Ranger, like kicking down a door somewhere? Hell, I didn't even serve in the Army. But game recognized games, them dudes are cool. They carry cool stuff. So yeah, I think this is a pretty sweet looking rifle. Now, let's do a quick breakdown of my take of the MK12 MOD 0. This time, we'll go butt to mouth. As you see, the first thing that you notice with this rifle, and again, it goes with the aesthetic, this is the old A2 style buttstock. Now, the lower is a PRI lower, Precision Reflex Incorporated lower. It's a standard lower. And again, as you can see, Magpul furniture, but I have another Geissele trigger in there. This, I can't remember exactly, it's a 2-stage. It's one of their precision triggers for the 2-stage. But again, I put 2-stage Geissele triggers in pretty much all my rifles. Now moving to the upper receiver. Again, the entire upper receiver was built by PRI. Something I did change, something else I changed that makes this not clone correct, is the bolt carrier group. In here, I have a bootleg bolt carrier group. The reason why this bolt is special, if you want to call it that way, you can set it for whether you're shooting suppressed or unsuppressed on the bolt, and that helps reduce some of the back pressure and make the gun run reliably. So I'm trying that out in here to see if that works. But I got a bootleg bolt carrier group in here as of now. Moving forward, the first thing you notice is this iconic handrail that it has. I think this handrail just looks awesome. All right, this tubular shaped thing right here. It's not the most functional if you want to mount stuff all the way on it. Not that you would really want to, but if you wanted to, as the kids say these days, it's a vibe. Now, the most important part of this weapon system, which makes it accurate and able to fulfill the purpose that it was designed for, is the barrel. This barrel is an 18-inch Douglas 416 stainless steel barrel, and these things were designed for accuracy, and they are very accurate. If the gun's not accurate, it's not because of the gun, it's 100% because of me. I'm still trying to figure out this whole precision game. Very, very accurate barrels. And as we get into the suppressor hookup here, it keeps the accuracy with the way that this barrel was set up. And out front, I have an Otter Creek Labs OCM5 barrel. These things for a while were pretty much like unobtainium. Once they started creating more of them, I hopped on and got one. Now, because of YouTube, I can't show you how it comes off, so through the creative magic of editing, when we come back, this will be off and we'll talk about the lockup here in a second. Now you can see that we have the suppressor off, and you can see that this is a very different type of mounting solution than, I guess, all the other suppressors that I have. If you look at the suppressor, if you see it squeezed down, it sits all the way down like this. The actual mechanism that ties into the barrel from the suppressor is actually further up. Essentially, what all this does is aids in accuracy. When you put this on and you thread it on the way that this is designed, you get zero impact shift with the suppressor. All right, guys, that is it for today. What we've done today is go over two of my favorite rifles from the GWOT era. The M4A1 SOPMOD Block 2 and the MK12 MOD 0. Again, these are not clone rifles. They're nowhere close to clone correct. They're just my take on them. They're two of my favorite rifles, not just from that era, but just in general. You guys get in the comments and tell me what your favorite rifles are. Or handguns, I don't know. Should we do a Roland 19 build, a Roland special build, I'm sorry? I do have a Glock 19 just kind of like sitting around, so you let me know. Tell me what your favorite rifles are. And it doesn't even have to be from this era. And again, guys, thank you for watching. Continue to do what you're doing for me. I really, really do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.